you. The players Danilo, midfielder, and Max, defender. Thank you guys for coming, and let's get this started.
So the first question will be direct to Coach Henry. So first game of the season is against a newly added team in the league, Brevard SC. How do you feel going into the game, and what are your expectations?
I think that last year we were a brand new team as well in the league, and we made a good surprise and we had a very good season. So we are very cautious and with a lot of attention for them. I think we have a pretty good roster. We have been working extremely hard. I trust my players. We know what we are capable of. We don't expect an easy game tomorrow. We're gonna work hard to hopefully get the 3 points. But it's a new season, so everything that happened the last year is in the past. Of course, the lessons that we learned during the whole season we bring for tomorrow. But it's a brand new tournament. Everything's new, so we're gonna give our best, and hopefully we're gonna get the 3 points tomorrow.
Thank you. The next question is to Danilo. How do you feel being a part of a team full of experienced players and newly added players coming from college soccer?
First of all, good afternoon to everybody listening to us. I appreciate you guys here, and I feel like it's very essential for us to have experienced players coming back, especially because they've played so many for so many different teams, and each one of them has like something different to bring on the table. And I feel like last year I was able to develop a good relationship with all of them, and they give great advice on and off the pitch, and I feel like that was uh, very good for the development of our team throughout the season. And I feel like that explains a lot because we're so successful throughout the season. And of course, the additions we have this year, they're going to contribute a lot. We know it's a long season, so we have to give our 100% and be fresh. So I'm very excited to get going.
Next question will be directed to Max. So as you grow up to achieve the ultimate goal to become professional, you train your body, but essentially your mind. What are some steps to get into full concentration before a game?
Yeah, so for me, I think the most important thing is actually the build up in the week leading to the game, which is something that Guy spends a lot of time focusing on with training sessions. I think as long as you prepare yourself physically and mentally during the days leading up to the game, I think it leaves a lot less for you to worry about on game day, which means you can just go out and enjoy. You can play with confidence. You can play with happiness, because the one thing that all of our players will agree with is growing up and enjoying to play. The key thing was having fun. And I think if you've got less chance to worry about things, I think on game day the most important thing is being able to enjoy.
Thank you, Max. The next question is directed to Gui. Since Nona is the most recent conference champions, what type of responsibility does Nona have to take to maintain the same level as last year?
I think last year we came to the season, we knew who was the competition, what was our target, and I think now this season we're gonna be the target. Everybody's gonna come try to get the points from us, make it difficult for us. Nobody had a lot of expectations last year. I think we created that, and as I like to say, pressure is a privilege. You know, uh, I think this year we are in a much better position than last year. So it's take the good side of it, the good work that we have been doing, the additional players that we brought to the roster, and compete in a better way to give better on the field. But my opinion, expectations is a good sign that we're doing good things.
Thank you, Gui. Next question is going to Danilo. It's known that soccer is growing and getting stronger in the US each year, especially because of the children and community that have been growing playing the game. Those are a great inspiration on you, idols for them. How do you feel knowing that you could be a mirror for those young ones?
I think that means a lot, especially when you look back when you're younger, and you see all of those players, all of your idols, and you look up to them and you see what they do, and you just want to be exactly like them, and you want to take all the steps needed to be like them. So I feel like having the opportunity today to inspire those kids to do what they love, to go out there, kick a soccer ball, and just be happy. Like Max was mentioning, like when growing up, you play soccer, you just want to have fun, and you just look forward to playing soccer with your friends and having fun. So having the ability to do that today and inspiring those kids and winning and and being competitive, in a higher level, I feel like that's everything, and it gives a good pleasure to you.
Next question up to Max. Uh, Games in this league are more demanding, faster, and tactical. How do you deal with this pressure?
So obviously, with my previous point, leading up, a lot of focus on trusting your ability. I think the main thing is to have confidence in your ability. I think the team kind of thrives off giving each other confidence when we train and when we play together. It's instilled in every level, from obviously Guy down to the players and even to the fans. I mean, the fans that come and support us. It gives us a lot of confidence to play with a big support in the background as well. So I think for me, in order to deal with pressure, you need a good support group, which we've got and we know we've got as a team. And now we know that we've got in our fans and supporters around, which we are hoping you can come out and support in great numbers again this year.
Thank you, Max. Next question is directed to Guy. Given the schedule, how important is the time to prepare for the game in such a short period of time?
So as I said, I think last year was very difficult. We had 2 days before the first game, 2 days to train, so that was extremely hard. I think we did a pretty good job last year, but this year, considering had the chance to play the Open Cup, most of the guys are here for a longer time, so they know each other. They have been building the chemistry. We have different variations, which, in my opinion, is extremely important. I would say, and I told the players today, I think USL 2 is a short season, so it's all about being efficient. I don't think we should complicate it too much, but we need to be very efficient on what we're gonna do.
Thanks, Coach Harry. Next, up to Danilo. Since you are a returning player, what are your expectations for the season, and why did you decide to come back to Nona?
I believe I came back because it feels like we have an unfinished business. I feel like all of the players knew that we could have gone further last season. We could have made it to the final because we had such an amazing team, but unfortunately, we fell short. So I came back. That's the only reason why unfinished business. Second of all, I love playing soccer, and third of all is because I knew that most of the guys were coming back, and we were so successful last year, and I decided to come back because all of these things, they add up together, and I'm sure we're going to be very successful again, and we want to make it to the finals. And my expectations are to go even further in the competition. I know it's going to be hard, but the first step is to win conference game by day, and then we look forward to the knockouts, and it's a final every game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Danilo. Next question is going to Max. Since the beginning of your career as a soccer player, what is the biggest challenge you have faced during the path of becoming a higher player level?
I'd say there's probably two key things that most players will agree with me on. I don't know if Danilo and Guy, having played, you'll agree, but I think the main thing, firstly, is injuries. It's one that you can't really um, deal with at the time. You've just got to stay as positive and as confident as you can. In that one day you'll come back and but obviously the mental side of the games is obviously a big one as well. I think overcoming your own skill level is a key one for me. I know a lot of players will fluctuate in. Not everyone has the best game every single game. I know that's true for my career, definitely. And I think that having a good support group around you for games when you don't have your best day allow you to overcome a lot of pressures within the game and allow you to excel because you know that that's temporary and you know that, as Danilo said, we're playing this season game by game, day by day, training by training. And I think knowing that each game is another chance to prove that you can do well and prove that you're confident and prove that you're a good player gives us a lot of confidence to overcome pressures that you've just brought up.
Thank you, Max. Next question for Danilo. Growing up, we all have a player we look up to. Which player do you look up to, and how are you inspired by him?
I believe that since I was little, I always looked up to Messi. I think that's my favorite player, especially because of the style of play, like small touches, driving through the defense, and combining to score goals. I feel like that's magical and was beautiful growing up watching Messi play. And I feel like I'll always look up to him. That's my player.
Thank you, Danilo. Question directed to Guy. During the last few weeks of practice, what are some strengths the team has that you have been noticing?
I think I think most of the most important thing is what Max said. I think is to have fun with the ball. I think we know what to do when we have the ball. We know what to do when we don't have the ball. And I think my job here is to create a structure that the players can show their characteristics and they can interact with each other. So I think they are the main guys in the game. I just need to structure them, and I think that that's the most important thing is and is our main strength. We have all the players being part of each phase of the game. So I would say the main strength of Nona is the whole team, not just the players on the field, but the whole team.
Thanks, Coach Henry. Next question to Max. Nona has been growing exponentially throughout the years. Responsibility will be required. How do you get prepared to handle adversities?
I think as a new player coming into this team, I can tell within the first few days of training that the environment that Guy's just talked about from the players and the staff, you kind of dropped into an environment where you know you're going to be pushed to the highest level. You know that you've got responsibilities that are kind of instilled in you from day one in every passing pattern and every playing drill. And I think that it's very easy to come into a team like this knowing that they're a good team. And I think that Guy kind of trains us to know that we're going to deal with a lot of adversity, whether it's injuries, whether it's difficult games, difficult weather. But I think we're all a really close knit group and we all hold each other very accountable for our actions. And I think that's really going to hold us in good standing for this season.
Thank you, Max. Last question of the day directed to Guy. Could you send a message to the community explaining the importance of their support in this game and upcoming games?
I think as I say, and I would say that's my biggest pressure. I know One on FC can open the opportunities for the young players. I like Nona. I think that the game against Lyon was a proof of that. The fans, we had over 1,000 people in the stadium, and we faced adversity that we got a red card and we played almost 40 minutes with a man down. And I think the fans hold us, gave us the motivation, and we were able to hold 40 minutes without conceding a goal. So my opinion, and I talk on behalf of the whole group, is we cannot make this alone. We need the support from the fans. I think we are here for Max. He came from England. Danilo came from Brazil. They will be sharing their experience with the youth players to motivate it, to guide them, to give them some knowledge that they didn't have it when they were growing up. So I think Non-FC is a program that we want to not just to grow as professional players and for me as coach, but it's for the youth players to develop, to learn the lessons that can take them to achieve their goals, and for the fans to get related to us, to be proud of what we're doing on the field, and hopefully we can win together. Thank you.
Thank you, Danilo, Guy, and Max, for your time. Good luck tomorrow against Brever SC, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.